While the race for mayor is nonpartisan, local election, at least one candidate has received tens of thousands of dollars from an out-of-state organization, leading his opponents to feel outmatched. Fox 24's Alex Capriello examined the expenditure reports for this special investigation, in which dives into the money behind the Bentonville mayor's race.
I sat down in an exclusive interview with mayoral candidate Stephanie Orman. She says one of her opponents is benefiting from an unfair advantage, and that's ultimately deceiving the voters.
I think the super PAC influence, the big money influence in local races is wrong, and I'll be one probably fighting for that, whatever happens.
Bentonville candidate for mayor Stephanie Orman says spending in the race has been lopsided. She says a national PAC, or political action committee, has raised major campaign funds for her opponent, Jim Webb. And that raises a specific question from Orman.
Why do they have such an interest in a local mayoral race?
Several different mailers, all paid for by the Republican State Leadership Committee, have made their way into the homes of people in Benton County. Reports show the RSLC, based in Washington, D.C., has spent over $41,000 towards Webb's campaign in the election.
I think it's demeaning to the process, it's demeaning to the voters. It's also not being transparent.
When I spoke to him yesterday about his campaign, he mentioned his support at the local level. I looked over his campaign contribution report. It shows donations totaling over $48,000.
I've raised quite a bit of money, and I've got from car lot owners, small business owners, just blue collar families, white collar families, because they want to see somebody in there that's going to steer this town straight and be a good rudder and keep us on course.
What he left out was the money from the PAC. Today, I asked him about the additional $41,000 from the SLRC. He refused to go on camera, but released a statement that reads in part, "I'm happy to have been identified by a group that supports Republican leaders at the state and local level." I combed through all of the campaign contribution and expenditure reports of each of the candidates. This is how they stack up when it comes to candidate funding. Charlie Turner and Terry Shannon did not report any monetary contributions. Stephanie Orman and John Skaggs both hovered just above the $10,000 mark. Jim Webb raised over $48,000 at the local level, and when you pair that with the nearly $42,000 from the Republican State Leadership Committee, that totals just over $90,000. In studio, Alex Capriello, Fox 24 News.
Thanks for that exclusive, Alex. Now, the Republican State Leadership Committee released its own statement in support of Jim Webb, saying in part, quote, "Jim Webb is a rising star in the Republican Party as a reliable conservative that Bentonville can count on to hold the lines on taxes, grow jobs, and address key quality of life issues like traffic and education. Any insinuation that the Republican State Leadership Committee is dark money is grossly ill-informed and factually wrong."